I'm going to say it like this. In order to win this game against the Chicago Bears, we got to be disruptive in the trenches. We got to be extremely disruptive in the trenches and bring more pressures than what we did last week and contain, the run game and contain the quarterback from getting out the pocket. That's what we need to do in this game against, Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears. We already know our offense can be a vocal point in this game. We know they can get hot at any given minute. But our defense needs to step up and carry the load in this game if they want to win this game and, advance to 13-2, because real defensive teams, and I'm not saying we're not a defensive team at all, but real defensive teams in the league know in order to stop a mobile quarterback, you have to be disruptive in the trenches and you have to contain him. And if you don't contain him, and if you don't get disruptive in the trenches, it's going to open doors for that offense to get hot at any given minute. It's going to open doors for the quarterback to get out the pocket. It's going to open doors for the quarterback to sit in the pocket and have as much time to throw the ball deep or maybe short on those short routes and etc. So you have to step it up this time. There was times where we got pressures last week. There was times where we, could have gotten to the quarterback. There was times where we could have got a chance to stop Ty Johnson from going one-on-one with Quan Alexander. There were times of that. But we did not do our job defensively, which is why we let them drop 40-plus points on us in a 6-point game. And we should, make our defense become better in this game against the Bears, regardless of their record. We have to make sure our defense is up to par in this game. We're counting on guys who are role players, guys who are special teams players, guys who are, practice squad players, guys that need to step up right away, right now, in order for us to go 13-2. We got the Eagles lurking in. We got the Vikings, who just recently played the Chicago Bears Monday night, lurking in, because we're in a 3-way tie with those guys. And we can win this race. We can definitely win this race. And it's only going to be done by doing defense. It's only going to be done by playing defense in this game against the Bears and then some. Because the next final 2 games we got is San Fran and Minnie, which going against Minnie in Ford Field, it's going to settle who's going to win the North Division title. That's what it's going to settle. But going against San Fran has nothing left to play for. The only thing they'll be playing for is draft picks and, retooling and, trying to get guys healthy for next season. That's what they'll be playing for. But we're playing for a chance of earning the number 1 seed. Eagles are waiting on us or the Vikings to lose. We're waiting on the Eagles and Vikings to lose. We're waiting on either one of those things to happen. And we know that Caleb Williams tried his best against the Minnesota Vikings. And I did try to count on you guys to do me a favor in that Monday night game against the Vikings at US Bank Stadium. And you didn't deliver on that favor for me, which is why I feel like, you know what? You can't count on the Bears to do anything. You're going to count on the Bears to fail. You're going to count on the Bears to stumble and fall. You're going to count on those things. And that's what everybody was watching on ESPN and whatnot. They were seeing a team that was just falling and being desperate, play after play after play. And Tyreek Stevenson shouldn't even mock Skull fans, for one, okay? He shouldn't even mock the Skull heads. If you're mocking the Skull heads, you're in for, trouble. You're in for, a problem, And it's no pun intended to Houston, but yeah, you'll have a problem with that. But then again, this matchup against the Chicago Bears is important. It's very, very important for this team. It's very important for Dan Campbell. It's very important for Ben Johnson. It's very important for AG to step his game up as a defensive play caller. It's very important for, the front 7 with Levi Onwuzurike and JP and Big Z and, guys like Broderick Martin who could definitely step up and fill the void, at the nose tackle playing defense. So we know what's at stake here, and, the stakes are high. And we're ready to bounce back this week against a team that's, hungry to get a win, especially after losing 6, 7 straight games. We haven't seen these guys since Thanksgiving. So now going into their home field, we got to up the ante. Going into their home field, we got to produce and play at a high level 60 minutes in that game. So, I'm ready for it. I'm hyped for it. Ain't nothing like playing, 1 o'clock games at Chicago and Soldier Field. Even though I don't like the Chicago Bears, I got to give credit where it's due to their Chicago sports history. The Blackhawks, the White Sox, the Cubs, the Chicago Bulls. It's so much more history in that city, in that town. So I got to give, a lot of credit where it's due to them, sports-wise and their history and whatnot and the championships that they have won and fought for and bled for. But as a Lions fan, this is just from me. In order to see the Bears succeed, they got to let Kevin Warren get out the way. Kevin Warren is going to ruin that franchise. Kevin Warren is going to ruin that roster. Kevin Warren is going to make everybody else look bad from top to bottom. Kevin Warren shouldn't be making the head coaching decisions here. It should be the GM that's selecting the head coach. And who's the GM that should be selecting the head coach? Ryan Poles. Yes, Ryan Poles. He should be selecting the head coach. He should be selecting guys that can, make a change and be a voice in the locker room at the head coaching job. And Caleb Williams need an OC that he can relate to. He needs a guy that could really help him along the way to succeed in the NFL. Because he's getting hit on his ass time and time again. We went through that when we had Matthew Stafford. And Matthew Stafford kept getting hit on his ass week by week, game by game. And you've seen that happen from our standpoint as, Lions fans. But Bears fans need to realize, in order to build something great for the Chicago Bears, they're going to have to build a great offensive line. That's first and foremost. They're going to have to go and get a great run game. They're going to have to go and get, guys that can, help Caleb Williams succeed. OC, head coach. You need an OC and head coach and quarterback as a triple threat to go all the way. You're not just going to need a guy that says, oh, well, I'm going to be a rah-rah guy and it's about me and blah, 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 blah. There is no rah-rah-rah. There's me, in Dan Campbell at all, because Dan Campbell is a motivator. What he says is not just procrastination or made-up promos. What he says and what he stands by is what he stands by, because he's going to rally with his team. And he's going to be there for his team. You could call him a rah-rah guy all you want, but he's a total different, opposite from a rah-rah guy. Chicago needs to get an offensive-minded guy. Joe Brady is definitely one of the guys that they should go get, and I can definitely recommend that. And Kyle Long, if you're watching this, it is, just recommended from me as a Lions fan. Get Joe Brady and let him and, and whoever he can bring in as the OC or quarterback coach to develop great chemistry with Caleb Williams, so that way he can be a great pro. That way he can think like a pro, and that he can't think that this is college. Because the college game and the college world is so different from the NFL. You got 300-pound, defensive tackles coming at you at full speed. It's not a slow game. So college, to me, it's going to be slower, but the pros are a lot faster. So you better get with it or get lost. I'm ready for this matchup. I'm excited for it. F the Bears, fuck the Bears. You know how it is. I stand on that. I ain't going, take that back. But then again, I'm looking forward to this matchup, and I can't wait to beat the Chicago Bears, and I can't wait to sweep them, It's your boy Chicken Nugget King 313. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel. I'm at 270 subscribers. Let's go One Pride. Let's go out there and get 13-2. Week 16. See ya. Yeah.